Good evening, friends. Welcome to We Are Impact, an evening to reflect on what is possible when we invest in preventing homelessness. I'm here to let you know you're in the right place. We're going live at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. I'm also so excited to be back for another year. And as you can see, I'm also joined by my co-host and fellow board member, Chad Melvin.
Thanks so much, Adrienne. It's great to be here with you and with all of our friends who've tuned in. As we wait for the program to begin, please be sure to reach out to tech support if you do need help. Just call or text 503-564-3044. We also have captions available in English. All you have to do is click on the Show Captions button below. And remember to use the chat window to the right just to say hi to everyone.
And something fun we did last year that we definitely wanted to bring back is our selfie slideshow. We know there are some watch parties happening out there, and we want to feature you in the program. All you have to do is snap your photos and text them to 503-564-3044. We'll share them a little later in the show.
All right, friends, now it's time to kick back, relax, and we'll get things started very soon. Stay tuned.
Welcome, everyone. We are thrilled to come together tonight for We Are Impact, where we celebrate the work of Impact Northwest and the amazing individuals who are leading the fight to prevent homelessness. I'm excited to be returning as your host this year and introduce you to my co-host and Impact Northwest board member, Chad Melvin. Together, we'll take you on a journey of inspiration, hope, and transformation.
Thank you, Adrienne. I'm honored to be here with you and to be part of We Are Impact. Impact Northwest has been doing incredible work in our community for 57 years, and tonight we get to celebrate the people who make that work possible. Let's begin by acknowledging the ancestral lands where Impact Northwest operates. We at Impact realize that in order to see the change we want to see, we must start by recognizing that we need to hold and acknowledge the following. We are gathered on the ancestral land of the Multnomah, Wasco, Cowlitz, Cathlamet, Clackamas, bands of Chinook, Tualatin, Kalapuya, Malala, and many other tribes. We are here because this land was occupied and its people displaced and killed by colonists and settlers. We acknowledge and honor all of the descendants of the original caretakers of this land. We recognize and honor the resilience of those descendants who are among us. We must acknowledge that much of what we know of this country today, including its culture, economic growth, and development throughout history and across time, has been made possible by the labor of enslaved Black, Brown, and African American people, and their descendants who suffered the horror of the transatlantic trafficking of their people, chattel slavery, and Jim Crow. We also acknowledge that Brown, Black, and African American people were not allowed to live independently, own property, or earn wages in Oregon until 1926. The history and current reality of anti-Black policies are evident all around us in the segregation of our neighborhoods and deeply disparate treatment of our Black and Brown children, among a myriad of other evidence. How Black and Brown people are policed in this community is our life and death concern. We are indebted to their labor and their sacrifice, and we must acknowledge the tremors of that violence throughout the generations and the resulting impact that can still be felt and witnessed today. Please take a moment of silence to honor this history.
Thank you, Chad, for that. Acknowledging our past is a part of the work we do today and essential to our work at Impact Northwest to ensure everyone can live with dignity and respect. Now, before we move into our next segment, we have a couple of quick notes for our virtual audience. Just like last year, we have a chat window to the right that's ready for your virtual applause and shout outs. Go ahead, put them in there. And here's something fun. The names that show up in the chat will all be entered into a drawing for $50 Portland Nursery gift card. So show us some love as we go. We'll select the winner at random and announce them later on. We have captions in English. Just click the Show Captions button on the bottom left. And if you need tech support this evening, just call or text the number on your screen.
Okay, we know we have watch parties out there, so shout out to our folks watching from Northwest Health Foundation and Impact Northwest Brentwood Darlington location. Please be sure to text your selfies to us at 503-564-3044 so we can see you. Let's take a few minutes now to see who's tuned in with us.
Hello, the team here.
The team here,
that's
yes.
Great. Hi, all sitting there. Thank you so much.
Oh, what a great, oh, look at that. Oh, there's more of our group here. Awesome.
It. Oh, it's a nice group here. Thank you for sending in the selfie showing the multitude of support.
Hey, how did that get in there?
What happened? I love it. We'll look at more photos a little later, so keep them coming. We Are Impact is an opportunity to support families and individuals experiencing poverty, housing instability, and homelessness. Tonight, we'll highlight how Impact Northwest helps people at the brink overcome these challenges and pursue their goals and dreams.
At Impact Northwest, we believe in Portland. We believe in this entire region where we live, work, and raise our families. That's why we show up every day in our communities to prevent homelessness. It's not always easy, but Impact Northwest and its supporters have never backed away from a challenge. We are not giving up, and we know that you aren't either. Together, we can create a Portland-Vancouver region we can all believe in. No matter what, we believe housing is a human right and everyone deserves a safe place to live. Impact Northwest has been preventing homelessness and advocating for housing justice in the Portland community for 57 years. We are also a multicultural and anti-racist organization, always fighting for those we serve who identify as Indigenous, Black, Brown, melanated, immigrant, or Asian. This responsiveness starts internally and with intention, which is why more than half of our staff, leadership team, and board are melanated. We center the experience of our melanated neighbors and build around them services that stabilize and strengthen. Now let's hear from a longtime supporter who shares our vision and values and a huge advocate for housing for all, Multnomah County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson.
Good evening. I'm so glad you're here at the Impact Northwest We Are Impact virtual event. I'm Jessica Vega Peterson, your newly elected Multnomah County Chair, and it's so good to be with you. I appreciate this chance to support the work of our partner Impact Northwest for many reasons, but especially because we share a commitment to using housing-first approaches to address homelessness. We all know that this humanitarian crisis means too many of our neighbors are living on the streets without shelter and the services needed to stabilize their lives. Focusing on housing now is our clearest pathway to supportive, long-term stability for so many of the people Impact Northwest and Multnomah County serve. At Multnomah County, we're increasing regional partnerships with many jurisdictions and community-based organizations to follow through on our Housing Multnomah Now initiative. Led by the Joint Office, this bold $32 million 12-month plan unifies local and state efforts starting in Portland's Central City. This is the solution our community needs to move those living unsheltered directly into supportive housing. This program is geographically focused and uses a by-name list and a targeted timeline to provide a path of options, support, and direct connections of people to housing. We have to stop the practice of moving people from location to location without offering these connections and only increasing instability. Fully funded in my fiscal year 2024 proposed budget, Housing Multnomah Now will rehouse 525 households and create 140 shelter beds by the end of this year. It also includes incentives for landlords to increase available housing, guaranteed rental subsidies, and stability-focused wraparound services to help keep people housed long-term. Overall, in my executive budget, we're investing $128 million for housing placements, rent assistance, and support services to meet those experiencing homelessness where they are, assist them to move into permanent housing, and help them stay there. Another $87 million of this year's budget goes towards alternative shelter, motel-based shelter, and vital outreach on the ground every day. We cannot meet the needs of those living unsheltered without exceptional collaboration from partners like Impact Northwest, an organization that consistently achieves successful outcomes serving the most vulnerable in our community. Impact Northwest's culturally responsive approach means over 50% of the 22,000 people they provide housing services to come from Black, Brown, immigrant, and Asian communities. And like Multnomah County, one of the keys to Impact Northwest's work is preventing homelessness. If we are going to solve this crisis and focus on long-term solutions, Impact Northwest prevention work must continue. Thank you for supporting this vital work, and I hope you have a great evening.
Thank you for all of your support, Chair Vega Peterson. We appreciate you. As a board member, I am proud to support our organization's compassionate and dynamic leaders. They are very dynamic. Let's hear from them. Please welcome Executive Director Andy Nelson and Deputy Director Kendra Johnson.
Hey everybody, I'm Andy Nelson, Executive Director of Impact Northwest, and I'm here today with Kendra Johnson, who is our Deputy Director. Thanks so much for joining us tonight for our big event. Really happy to have you. Well, we're here at Unthank Plaza in North Portland that is named after Dr. Unthank, who is a legend, a pioneer, an elder in the Black community. You may have driven by Untitled Plaza and you may know where it is, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about what happens here. This is home to 100 folks who are primarily elders in our community, and a lot of folks have lived here a long time. Impact Northwest has been involved in supporting folks who live here for a long time. I just want to kind of let you know about what that looks like. We have a fantastic staff member named Abby who knows everyone who lives here. And Abby has worked here for years. And her job is to make sure that the folks who are here get the support they need when they're aging. Untitled Plaza is really a safety net on one level for folks. Without this place and the services that Abby provides, I don't know what would happen with folks. I don't know if they'd be able to find a place to live. But it's more than a safe place to live. This is really a community. Abby tells us that on holidays, this room is full of folks enjoying a meal together. They bring their families together. They even have nicknames for each other. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful what's happening here. Now, at Impact, we consider this to be one of the more crucial resources as we try to prevent homelessness. We would call this a housing first approach. Mm-hmm. And that approach is, let's find a safe place for people to live. And then let's provide the services they need so that they can thrive. So I'm really, really happy that we're here at Untitled Plaza. It's a great example of the work we do day in, day out to prevent homelessness.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone for joining us this evening. And thank you for helping us in preventing homelessness for 700 families tonight. Here in Untitled Plaza, the work that we do is essential to the community. The Congregate Services Program provides housing support and case management to seniors and adults with disabilities in multiple facilities like Untitled. Here at Impact Northwest, we serve 22,000 people annually, helping to keep them housed. And we can only do this with our housing first priority. So again, we want to thank each of you all for tuning in tonight and for supporting us in our mission to prevent homelessness.
Yeah, thanks so much, Kendra. Kendra is really the architect of our programs. She oversees all the programs that we do. You know, is better than anyone else the impact that our services make. And I hope that us being here and describing what happens helps you understand where your support goes and the real life-changing opportunities it's created. Thank you so much for being here. Special shout out to Abby and the 200 other staff members who really make Impact the special place that it is. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kendra and Andy, so much for your passion and your leadership. Okay, let's check back on those watch parties. I know you're out there, so hopefully you've been sending in your selfies, and if you still need to, just text them to 503-564-3044. Oh, see, more coming in, yep.
Wonderful smiles.
Oh, look
Thank
at that.
you.
Oh, thank you guys for sending those in, that's great.
Oh, I like how it's a selfie within a selfie.
Selfie within a selfie, that's
Thank
wonderful.
You. Awesome.
All right, keep those coming. It's so great to see everyone. Now let's hear from another leader, someone who takes a big view of housing and homelessness. She is the president and CEO of the National Low-Income Housing Coalition with over 25 years of experience working on affordable housing and is a leading national expert on housing insecurity and homelessness. She leads an organization that is dedicated to achieving racially and socially equitable public policy that ensures people with the lowest incomes have quality homes that are accessible and affordable in communities of their choice. Everyone, please welcome Diane Yentl.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I am delighted to be part of this celebration of Impact Northwest and to celebrate your critical work. And I'm very glad to be here today to talk about the work that collectively we've done together over these pandemic years, the work ahead, and the importance of the work that you do day in and day out. So these last few years have truly been a watershed moment in our country. They've shown us in profound and unforgettable ways the importance of home and what we can achieve when we work together. The pandemic years revealed the collective harm that comes from allowing homelessness and housing poverty to persist, and to make clear that housing is healthcare. It always has been, and that stable, affordable, accessible homes are a prerequisite to personal and public health. The years revealed the pervasive housing crisis for the lowest income people who struggled so mightily to pay rent pre-pandemic and during the pandemic, and who will continue to struggle after the pandemic until permanent solutions are funded. The years showed us how quickly and effectively the country can, when it has the will, implement emergency protections and resources to keep renters and people experiencing homelessness safe, healthy, and housed. And the years showed us as housing advocates, organizers, providers, impacted people, how deep and broad is our movement for housing justice, and how powerful and effective we are when we work together. Because as difficult as the years were, we rose to the challenge and we achieved unprecedented resources and protections for renters and unhoused people. Together, we achieved over $46 billion in rental assistance, an unprecedented level of support for low-income renters. Together, we fought for and kept in place a national moratorium on evictions. This, too, was historic, unprecedented. In the history of our country, there has never been anything like such a broad protection to keep renters housed. These effective and important protections and resources, and the work that we did together to get them to the people most in need, this is what stopped the eviction tsunami from coming to our shores. Today, over 10 million ERA payments have been made, keeping millions of people stably housed. And our collective efforts to ensure equitable distribution of these funds worked. And beyond the emergency rental assistance, resources that we advocated for during the pandemic, like emergency housing vouchers, new money to build permanent supportive housing, state and local funds, allowed communities like yours all together throughout the country to permanently rehouse 140,000 people experiencing homelessness and to prevent homelessness for nearly 50,000 more families. So additionally, we had over 200 new state and local tenant protections put in place by partners of ours across the country, from just cause eviction protections to right to counsel to the sealing of eviction records to preventing rent gouging. These 200 new tenant protections are shifting power in our housing system back to where it belongs, with renters and people experiencing homelessness. So we've had a tremendous amount of success over these last few years, and yet still our work is more challenging than ever. The needs are greater than ever. The truth is that despite our success, renters are struggling more than ever, and more are falling into homelessness. Despite the clear success of pandemic programs, cutting eviction filings in half, or cutting child poverty in half, despite this, we don't yet have in this country the political will to continue these astonishingly successful programs. So instead, Congress let the expanded child tax credit expire, having the near immediate and obvious effect of poverty rates among children rising. And Congress let emergency rental assistance and eviction protections end, letting renters with the lowest incomes fall back into a brutal housing market and economy. In 2021 and 2022, just as pandemic help ended, steep rent hikes and increased costs across the board squeezed people with the lowest incomes. So we have work to do, and we have tremendous challenges ahead. Extremely low-income renters are facing a staggering shortage of affordable and available homes. And this shortage worsened with more people becoming extremely low income and losing the affordability of hundreds of thousands more apartments. The gap of homes that was affordable and available to those lowest income renters in 2019 was just under 7 million. The latest available data that NLIHC released last month shows a gap of 7.3 million units. And part of what expanded this gap was the skyrocketing prices of the pandemic housing market. And those egregious rent hikes made an already bad situation for low-income renters much, much worse. Median monthly rents rose at a shocking pace in the last couple of years, increasing by nearly $200 a month, year over year, squeezing renters everywhere, but putting extreme pressure on the lowest income households. So is it any wonder why homelessness and homeless encampments are increasing in our communities? Not to all of you. It's very obvious why, right? But as homelessness increases and becomes increasingly visible, there has been a dangerous and growing backlash against proven solutions to ending homelessness and against people experiencing homelessness. This backlash, together with the difficulty of providing quick solutions, is causing leaders of both parties and at all levels to make harmful decisions to address homelessness, often choosing to simply move people out of public view rather than addressing the underlying causes of homelessness. Thankfully, we already know how to address homelessness, and that's through housing first. Reams of research and evidence prove housing first to be the most effective way to address homelessness. And while data and research are critically important, the greatest testament to the success of housing first is its transformative impact on the lives of individuals and families that participate in these programs, including more than 22,000 people that Impact Northwest serves each year. Your work shows that a comprehensive suite of housing stability and supportive services not only makes it possible for people to find and keep their housing, but it also enables them to thrive in every aspect of life. Impact Northwest knows and has shown that every family is different, and there's no single one size fits all path to housing stability. And that's why it's so valuable that Impact Northwest looks at each family's holistic needs and gives them the agency to choose from a wide range of supportive services that help them reach their goals. Sometimes that means assistance with basic necessities like rental and energy assistance, food, clothing, transportation. Some participants make use of your recovery services navigation. Other families benefit from academic resources for kids, parenting support, or job readiness training. This is housing first in action. This is what works. This is what it will take to solve the housing and homelessness crisis in the Portland area. And this is the model that we need to scale up in every community across the United States. The transformative outcomes that Impact Northwest achieves and the stories that we'll hear tonight about the people that Impact Northwest serves, on top of all of the available data, make it abundantly clear that housing first has the power to end and prevent homelessness. But, of course, taking housing first to scale requires the federal government to fund solutions. But now House Republicans are threatening to default on our nation's debt as leverage to demand dramatic cuts to domestic investments, including affordable housing and homelessness resources. And we've seen this before. This tactic of using negotiations around the debt ceiling to bring about steep reductions in federal spending was adopted by House Republicans in 2011. It resulted in a law called the Budget Control Act that led to 10 years of very low spending caps, and it made it impossible to fund solutions to America's housing and homelessness crisis at the scale needed. Even with recent increased spending on housing programs, we still haven't recovered from the cuts under the Budget Control Act. So our neighbors and our communities can't afford another decade of spending cuts to these critical housing investments. So we have to push back hard against them. And we have to keep fighting, not just to defend the little affordable housing that Congress provides through appropriations, but to expand these proven solutions so that everyone has a decent, affordable, accessible future. And so as much defensive work that we're required to do, we must keep pushing forward a proactive agenda to achieve housing justice. And so we will. So we have our work cut out for us, and we have so much more to do as we move onward to housing justice. But I have no doubt that we will succeed. You know, I have long said that the only thing we've ever lacked to end homelessness in our country is the political will to do so. And the pandemic proved it. When our movement for housing justice saw the danger that the pandemic posed, we aligned with a singular focus to protect people who are homeless and struggling renters, to save lives, and to get and keep millions of people stably housed. And we did. And when government at all levels recognized the emergency and the need, it acted and funded solutions on a scale unlike any in our lifetimes and in our country's history. Together, in these last few years, we achieved what we once would have considered impossible, unthinkable. And so now, on those days when our goals feel impossible, when the everyday difficulties of the work that you do day in and day out and the challenges feel insurmountable, on those days when you feel like we can't or we won't, remember that we did. We achieved the unimaginable. We did the impossible. And together we can and we will do it again. So thank you all once again. Thank you for your incredible commitment, for your difficult, essential work day in and day out. Thank you for being partners with us in the work at the federal level. And thank you for your leadership and perseverance. Congratulations and thank you for all that you do. Enjoy the rest of the program.
And thank you so much for being a part of tonight's event, Diane, and for supporting Housing First Solutions. It takes all of us to meet people where they are and to form a community of care and healing. Let's hear from a few people as they share their vision for a radical systems change in the greater Portland community. From community activists to business leaders, each person has a unique perspective on a more just, equitable, and sustainable city. Let's take a look.
Well, we believe in the beauty and creativity and tenacity of our community members. They're amazing.
I inspire change in the community by treating people with kindness and respect, no matter where they come from and no matter where they are in their journey.
Change to me looks like progress in many different types of forms. How my team inspires change within Portland is to support all of our direct service staff in providing services to the community.
Here at Whitman, I am one of only 2 Black people on site. And then I also run the Black Excellence Affinity Group. And so with that, it was a proactive thing to take part in like racial equity work, especially in this part of Southeast that a lot of people don't associate with a larger Black community. And this is stuff that like When I was in grade school, middle school, and even like high school, we didn't have these type of affinity groups. This generation, it's actually more like welcomed to have these spaces.
It makes me happy to help the noble, especially the seniors that can't afford their bills, and to see their face light up with joy because they were receiving help from my department, from me. Makes me happy, and that's the change that I do here.
Change to me, it looks like a time when we would no longer need housing services, as adequate housing would exist for all.
Impact Northwest inspires change in the community by empowering clients to utilize their strengths and build community connections.
We do a lot as a small team serving all of Clark County. We have created a culture of transparency, trust, humility, and cohesion in chaos that enables us to strongly advocate for our clients and to provide them with quality services.
My hope for the community is that we're able to show more compassion to each other as human beings, and most importantly, ourselves.
I know there's a lot of people like struggling right now, and it's a tough time, but I also know that there are good people out there, people who want to contribute and advocate and activists for families.
Here in Portland, it's becoming a little harder, and we are facing a lot more challenges in regards to funding and just meeting basic housing. No matter where we come from and how hard of a life anybody has gone through, change can happen and our community is united. People can have hope. I think it's really important, and I think that a lot of our families come from backgrounds of trauma. And me personally, I know that sometimes when you are used to seeing hard things over and over, it's hard to believe that something can even change. So I think something that's important to change is just the belief that things can change.
I want to see all of our families happily housed. I feel like it would take such a load off to see them just know that home is home and they can worry about all the other things that come with parenting.
And have enough resources to support, to relieve a little bit of that stress so they can be able to parent their kids.
My hopes for the community is for our community members to live with dignity and health and vitality and stronger supports.
The kind of change that I hope to see in Portland is for wages to keep up with the cost of living, especially for social workers and the people that are helping others out of poverty and helping them off the streets every day.
My hope for our community would be that we're not needed. I would hope that everyone has access to the basic needs that are required to live life, but until that happens, we will be there for you.
I wish to see more people getting help and more people getting out of the streets. Here at Impact, we are trying our best to continue helping people.
My hope for the community in the future is that we start treating each other better, spreading more kindness, compassion, and care for others, even if we don't know what their full story is. We're all humans just trying to make the best of our situations.
They're seeing the good and possibility in others, to give with no thought of receipt or with judgment, to being consistent as a harbor for our most vulnerable. We are Impact.
We are Impact. We are Impact.
We are Impact.
We
are
Impact.
Yay!
We are Impact.
We are Impact.
We are Impact.
We are Impact. We are Impact.
We
are Impact.
Everyone, our vision is in reach, and our impact, especially when collective, is powerful. I want everyone to remember that. In fact, let's hear about what can happen when we work together. I'm really proud to introduce Rosa's story because it's a powerful example of how Impact Northwest works every day to help people who are struggling to find housing. Let's hear her story.
It started as a surprise. Originally, it was a mutual agreement to move out of a property, and we moved and abided by the agreement. We took all of our belongings, everything but a single bag each of us, and put everything into storage units. was crazy, but we really thought that it was going to be a simple, quick turnover. And then as we started getting denied and when we were finally told about the evictions on our record, we realized that this is going to be a long process. My family and I were homeless from October 10th of 2016 until November 28th of 2022. Yeah. We've done everything from sleeping on couches, sleeping in single bedrooms, sleeping in cars. We were camping for a while in the gorge and to living in a motel, a single room motel with 5 people and a support dog. We did our best to make our space like home. If that meant, we put up pictures, we put up pictures. If that meant we did art projects laying across the bed, then we painted. But it wasn't easy. We spent over $66,000 of our own money to stay in that single room. And we were there for over 2 years. We were fortunate because we were consistent in keeping our own incomes until my husband got injured. And that's when things kind of got drastic. And you would think it's a turn for the worst, but that's how we actually ran into Impact Northwest. Meg had contacted us. We went to meet her and discussed with her our family and our family needs. Instantly, we loved her.
When I was first introduced to Rosa and her family, it was a little bit of a chaotic scenario. There were 5 people in this 1-bedroom motel. It had become their space. When I go in to meet a family, I'm like, okay, what are the urgent needs? And then what are your long-term goals? We were able to support them in that motel up until they got housed.
Whether it was helping us with storage units or making sure rent was paid at the motel or making sure we had food. Meg was like, hey, I'm gonna see what I can do. And if I can't do it, I'm gonna try and find you somebody who can.
It's really important to have someone that can help support you navigate these systems. Rosa and her family have been fighting for these things for years. Because I have this title, I'm listened to or able to access these systems a little bit easier.
We put in hundreds of applications during this process, and it just became overwhelming. If we didn't have them, we don't know where we would be. And I'm so happy I don't have to think about it. We are now in Troutdale, and we live in this gorgeous 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. Our bedroom is actually bigger than the room that all 5 of us slept in at the motel.
Homelessness is a huge issue in Portland and so many cities across the U.S. People deserve to be treated with compassion who are homeless or at risk of homelessness. We all deserve to feel connected to our communities regardless of, our race, ethnicity, gender, and housing status as well. My work at Impact is how I see myself showing up in my community. I am participating in my community. I'm making sure they feel supported and connected to resources, and that's super, super important for me.
Meg is such a kind and caring, compassionate person. Nothing that we went through was insignificant. Nothing that we needed wasn't addressed. Not enough programs are like that. Impact Northwest and Meg made us feel like we mattered. That's invaluable. That was everything.
Friends, now is the time to give and support more families like Rosa's. Every gift to Impact Northwest helps provide powerful, clear solutions to people facing houselessness. Make a donation now by clicking the donate button up top, or you can text Impact Northwest to 44321. That's IMPACT PACTNW to 44321. And as you give, I will recognize you by name, so please give generously so we can make an impact together. Are you ready? Let's go. We've got some lead gifts starting us off tonight. Board member Phil Dollar starting us off with $5,000. Thank you so much. Board member Richard DeForio, $5,000. And longtime supporter Starseed Foundation donating $5,000. Thank you so much. We also have, starting with our giving level of $2,500, Marilyn and Barry Hendricks at $2,500. So I want to say, if you're ready to invest a gift of $2,500, click that donate button or grab your phone and text Impact NW to 44321. When you click the link, you'll see the Impact Northwest logo at the top. $2,500 provides 2 families of 4 with secure housing so they can remain safe. That's 8 people whose lives will be changed with your gift. Remember, it's because of donors like you that we could help prevent homelessness for 22,000 people of all ages and all backgrounds just this last year. That's 34% increase from 2021. Your support matters. Make it count by donating right now so we continue the gift at the $2,500 level. However, we have Fred Kawabata giving $3,500. Thank you so much, Fred Kawabata. First Tech Federal Credit Union is coming in at $2,500 in the hopes that someone else will join them at this level as well. So who is joining? Our next giving level is $1,000. You know what to do. Donate your gift of $1,000 right now by clicking Donate up top or by texting Impact Northwest to 44321. $1,000 allows a family of 3 to remain strong and secure in their home, avoiding the trauma of displacement. And here's something fun for everyone. Everyone who donates $1,000 and above tonight will be placed into a drawing for the chance to win 2 Alaska Airline tickets. We'll announce the winner later, so let's keep those gifts of $1,000 coming or more. And let me remind you of what your investments have done so far, so we can envision what's possible. Last year, over 95% of households we served found jobs or higher paying jobs, strengthened life skills like budgeting and saving. And here's the real icing on the cake. They also stayed in their homes, which is the pinnacle of addressing the housing crisis. Now, let's see who's giving to keep more people in their homes. Before I recognize donors, in addition to the Alaska Airline tickets, Bonnie Sirkin and Will Emery have agreed to match the first 20 $1,000 donations tonight. 2 reasons to give right now. Now I would like to acknowledge Keith Tomajan giving $1,134. Thank you, Keith. 2 anonymous donors taking up the next 2 slots, donating $2,000. Executive Director Andy Nelson giving $1,000. Thank you, Andy. Jerry Rosette donating $1,000. Thank you so much. Freshman Leadership Choir of Lincoln High School donating $1,329. I just want to take a moment here to say even students can give, and so thankful for their example and participation tonight to help us help families. Linda Bonder and David Garton giving $1,613. Thank you so much. An anonymous donor giving $1,000. Thank you. Natasha Chan and Thomas Gronke giving from the Gronke Chan Family Fund of Oregon Community Foundation, coming in with a $1,000 donation. We need just 11 more gifts to meet our match. Help us meet our match. Thank you so much. Now, we're going to move on to our next giving level. But remember, you can donate any amount at any time. And remember, a donation of $1,000 or more will enter you in a chance to win those 2 Alaska Airline tickets. So keep it coming. All right, our next giving level is $500. If you're ready to invest $500, go ahead and click the donate button above or text Impact Northwest to 44321. $500 helps to keep our neighbors in their homes with emergency rental or emergency assistance. By supporting Impact Northwest, you also help create a more just and equitable society. You give people the tools they need to build a better future for themselves and their families. And you make a tangible difference in the lives of people who need it most. McNamee Family Fund coming in at $500. Thank you so much. Johannes de Gruyter, $550. Thank you so much. An anonymous donor coming in and donating $780. Thank you. Valerie and Brent Thompson donating $500. Thank you. An anonymous donor donating $750. Thank you so much. Again, we say any amount. Thank you. Eric Dunlap, $500. Thank you so much for supporting. Chris Scherer, also $500. Thank you. Robert Countryman donating $777. Thank you. Let's move on to our next giving level of $250. This is your time to give $250 or any amount, really, by clicking Donate just above the viewing window. Or text Impact Northwest to 44321. $250 means that a senior receives the direct care and supports necessary to keep them safe, secure, and independent. By donating to Impact Northwest, you have the power to change lives. You can provide a family with a safe and stable home, give a young person the tools they need to succeed in school and life, or help someone gain the skills they need to secure a better job and a brighter future. Let's see who else we have to thank. Wow. Remember, we just need 11 more $1,000 gifts to meet our match. Sarah and Roger Friedel giving $450. Thank you. Zara Hanan contributing $250. Thank you. Allison Lout Markward giving $250. Thank you. My fellow co-host and board member, Chad Melvin, giving $250. Thanks, Chad. And you know what? Put me down for $250 as well. Tomas Hack donating $250. Thank you. Elena Pai Shakov contributing $250. Thank you. Rochelle Yoder contributing $250. Thank you. Rich Nevin investing in us at $250. Thank you. Beth Gibbs, $250. Again, thank you. We can't do this without you all and your support. Patrick Shen, contributing $250. Thank you. Kyle Huck, donating $250. Thank you. Andrew Witt, contributing $250. Thank you so much. An anonymous donor contributing $250. Thank you. I'll also just say gracias. Douglas Chamberlain contributing $250. Thank you. Susan Brodall donating $250. Thank you so much all for your gifts. All right, we're at our last level of $100. So if you still have a gift to give, now is the time. Just remember the profound impact we can make when we come together to help those in need. $100 provides a half a dozen rides for homebound seniors to and from their medical appointments, errands, social outings, keeping them healthy and connected to the community. Invest in this community right now by texting Impact Northwest to 44321 or hit that donate button up top. Invest because you believe in the well-being and future of our community. Invest to ensure that everyone, regardless of their circumstances, has the opportunity to thrive. Now, who's joining us at our final level? Every gift matters. Give what you can. Every dollar goes towards keeping families housed. Countryman Capital Partners has agreed to match the first 15 $100 donations. If you want your $100 donation doubled, donate right now. Paul Espinosa donating and having his gift doubled at $100. Thank you. Jimmy Lindsay contributing $100. Thank you. Beth Gibbs and David Bamberger contributing $200. Thank you so much. Mary Ella Custer contributing $100. Thank you. Jessica Cole donating $100. Thank you. Michael Van Cleek contributing $100. Thank you so much. Leslie Martinez contributing $100. Thank you. Gina Kim Foslin contributing $100. Thank you so much. Julie Houston donating $200. Thank you for your donation. Babik Tabrizian contributing $200. Thank you. Susan Lemaster donating $200. Wow, I'm so excited we have met our match. Thank you to Countryman Capital Partners for their generous match. Giving just keeps going. So, Philip Kennedy Wong, thank you for your $100 donation. Joyce Zook, thank you for your $100 donation. An anonymous donor contributing $100. Thank you. Rachel Smith donating $150. Thank you so much. Just look at the thermometer. The amounts just keep coming. Thank you so much. Ray Nathanson contributing $100. Wow. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for your donations. I'll be back in a moment to thank the rest of our donors, so keep that giving going. Even if you've already donated, consider giving again. Impact Northwest works tirelessly to provide support and resources to those in need. And tonight, we get to honor and celebrate more of those people who make that work possible. And that includes our amazing sponsors who support this mission. Your generosity allows Impact Northwest to continue providing vital services to our community, including our work to address the housing crisis. Chad, will you join me on stage to help share our gratitude?
I'd love to. We want to thank our incredible sponsors, starting with our impact sponsors, Bank of America, On Point Community Credit Union, and Providence Health and Services. And our strength partners, Boeing, Kaiser Permanente, Northwest Natural, PepsiCo, First Interstate Bank, and Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking. Next, our stability partners, Care Oregon, First Tech Federal Credit Union, Heffernan Insurance Brokers, and Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield. And our friends of Impact Northwest, Clarquist, Perkins Coie, Spruce IT, Tonkin Torp, Pacific West Bank, Countryman Capital Partners, Philadelphia Insurance, and Heritage Bank. And our community partners, Alaska Airlines, Starseed Foundation, Braemar Charitable Trust, the Circuit Bouldering Gym, Johnson Charitable Trust, Communicare and Lincoln High School Choir Program, Next Adventure, Northwest Health Foundation, Oregon Community Foundation, PGE Foundation, Portland Nursery, Community 101, Meyer Memorial Trust, Julia Ashby Hillman Foundation, Southridge High School, and Summerlea Hillman Foundation. We are so grateful for all of your support.
Okay, friends, I think we need to do one more look at our viewers out there with a check-in on the selfie collection you helped us create. What an amazing community of support. So, Ada,
yes.
And Zara, hello.
Love it.
Thank
Love it.
you. Oh, look at that group of people in there supporting us. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for attending.
Oh, look at the smile. Is that Amy? I think that's
that is
Amy.
Amy.
Hi. Oh, and they're eating. Hi. Have something for me, please.
Yeah, please, please.
Oh, thank you so much for sending in all these photos. Wow, look at that. Watching this show. We're so thankful for your support and being here tonight with us. We can't do this without you. Wow, so look at some more gifts coming in. An anonymous donor at $100, thank you. Kendra Johnson, thank you for your contribution of $100. Marguerite Rounds, thank you for your contribution of $50. An anonymous donor donating $25, thank you so much. Jillian Tota Curry contributing $30, thank you. Gabrielle Strasman donating $1. Thank you so much. 3 anonymous donors at $50. Thank you. Juliet Christian donating $10. Thank you so much. Jennifer Zamenek contributing $20. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of your support.
Yes, thank you so much to all of our donors. Really inspiring. Now, as we come to close, it's time to announce our drawing winners, starting with our registration drawing. So anyone who RSVP'd to tune in could be a winner. Our first winner will take home a Circuit Gym 5-Pass punch card and a $100 Next Adventure gift card. And the winner is Rich Nevin. So congratulations, Rich. And our second winner, selected at random from our chat window, will get $50 to spend at Portland Nursery. And the winner is Amy G. Thank you, Amy. Finally, the lucky recipient of the 2 Alaska Airlines tickets to go anywhere Alaska Airlines flies, and the donor who invested $1,000 or more tonight is, and we have a drawing.
There you go.
Marilyn and Barry Hendricks. Congratulations on your 2 Alaska Airlines tickets. Now, this is really important. Winners, please text your email to the tech support line so someone from Impact Northwest can reach out to you with your prize. That number again is 503-564-3044. Congratulations again to our winners. Friends, we've done so much good tonight, and we know there's still so much work to be done. And we invite each of you to take action alongside us after this event is over. You could show up by volunteering, signing up for our newsletter, and following our advocacy work so we can collectively stay informed and work for change. These resources are available on Impact Northwest's website. Just visit impactnw.org or scan the QR code on your screen or the handouts at your watch party to get there. And as always, we value your time and your voice to help prevent homelessness, whether that's volunteering in your community or advocating for systemic change in our world. Every action matters. Thank you very much.
All right, everyone. I can't believe we're at the end, but that concludes our program. However, the giving does not have to conclude. It can continue to go on. So please share this link with your family and friends. We'd love for them to get involved too. Thank you all so much for being here for We Are Impact. Sending you all peace, love, and happiness. Have a great night.